Hello my dear student, welcome to Nagesh Karasge Orchid School channel. Myself Hina Patel, going to deal with 5th standard mathematics. We had started with a new chapter, that is the fraction. Yes, we had seen what is a fraction, definition of a fractions, and how to write a fractions in a form of a numerator and denominator. Just we had started with an equivalent fractions. Just today we will have some more example related to equivalent fractions, and we will see one by one how we have to write an equivalent fraction and how we can say the fractions are equivalent. Here we are having some fractions written here, that is 3 upon 6. 3 upon 6 means in the denominator it is a 6, means there will be the total number of parts that is known as in the denominator, that is 6. We are having here 6 parts. In that, out 3 parts are shaded. Here also what we write in the numerator is the shaded portion. Here the 3 parts are shaded, so we written the fraction is given as 3 upon 6. Yes, we had done on the strip of a paper by folding a strip into 6 parts. 6 parts we had divided, and out of this we had done the 3 shaded portion. So what will be the one part? One part will be 1 upon 6th part. Another part will be also 1 upon 6th part, and then also 1 upon 6. What? Out of 6 part, one is shaded, another second one is shaded, and third one is shaded. In this way, another example we will see. Here it is 2 upon 4. So what is here fraction? 2 upon 4 means total how many parts? 4 parts. We had done on the strip of paper. Already we had seen in the previous class how we prepare a strip and divide into the 4 equal parts. Just we had divided strip into the 4 equal parts, and out of that 2 parts are shaded. Out of that 2 parts are the what will be the one shaded part. How we can represent is nothing but 1 upon 4. Why it is 4? Because out of 4 only one part is shaded. In another also the second part which is shaded, it is also and 1 upon 4. So because here one part is shaded out of 4 parts. So here it is given as the 2 upon 4. So we had done 2 parts are shaded, and we had written the fractions in the form of 1 upon 4. One more example we are having, that is 1 by 2 is what? Yes, we use in a daily life, that is an half. 1 by 2 is half. Here we had folded our strip into 2 parts. We had divided into 2 parts. Just it's out of that one part is shaded. So we write as a fraction 1 upon 2 means what? One part is shaded, which is written in the numerator, and how many total parts we are having? That is 2 parts, so we write in the denominator. Now what is the yellow strip shows? Is a one whole strips. So in this way we can say each and every fractions are equivalent. Yes, we have to prove, because the strip is of a same size. We are just dividing strip into the number of parts what we require and the number of parts which is shaded. When you reduce this, or we can say that all these are an equivalent to each other. So we can say in short, the all 3 upon 6, 2 upon 4 and 1 upon 2 is an equivalent fraction. So just I think so my dear student, you understand what is meaning of an equivalent fraction. Now we will see find an equivalent fractions of 1 upon 5. What is 1 upon 5? I had told in the previous class we can go by a 2 method how to find out an equivalent fraction in the form of division method, and one will be the multiplication method. So we will find an equivalent fractions of a 1 upon 5. Here already it is given. I think so you might be getting confused. I will give in the very simple trick how to do it. To get an denominator 10, first what we had done? We had multiplied the number to the denominator by 2. The same number should be multiplied in the numerator. Same number should be multiplied in the numerator. equivalent fractions means all the fractions what we are getting will be equal to then given fraction, that is known as an equivalent fraction. So here we have started with a multiplication of 2, then we can go for the multiplication of 3. Here in this way we can show that the multiplication afterward, if you want more equivalent fractions, then you can multiply by 4, you can multiply by 5. So here 1 upon 5, first we had started with multiplication by 2 in the denominator, same number you have to multiply in the numerator. So what we got is 5 2s are 10 and 2 1s are 2. So 2 upon 10. Similarly, the same fraction, that is the given fraction, same fractions we have to multiply with 3. So here we will multiply, it will give a 3 1s are 3, and we are multiplying again in the same number with a denominator, that is 5 into 3 is 15. So here in short we can say 2 upon 10 and 3 upon 15 are an equivalent fractions of an 1 upon 5. Can you guess what will be the next fraction? Yes, you are right, my dear student, because when you multiply by 4 you will get 4 1s are and 4 5s are 20. So next fraction will be what? 4 upon 20. I think so everyone understood what is the meaning of an equivalent fraction. Now we will see with the next slide. Find an equivalent fractions of 36 upon 54. 36 upon 54. I think so you are finding that is too large number over here in the fraction form. Yes, I told already we can go by two method, that is one by multiplying and one by reduction, that is nothing but by an division method. So our given fraction is 36 upon 54. So here 36 upon 54 we had written, we have to reduce. Now you know what are the rules of divisibility. When you are having an even number in the ones place, you have to divide it by 2. It is, we can say that it is divisible by 2, giving a remainder as 0. So in short we can say that it is 36 is completely divided by 2. So and 54 is also we are having an even number in the ones place here. So here also we can say it is divided by, why we are dividing both by 2. In the previous sum also we had seen that we have to, what we are taking in the numerator or the denominator, same number should be there in the both the places. So if you are dividing by 2, that should be divided by 54 by 2 as well as 36 by 2. So what we will get when you divide by 2? If you don't know, I told many a time that you can go for the practical division there and you can find out, but here we are not having too large number, so you know the table. So 36 divided by 2 is 18 and 54 divided by 2 is 27. What we had done here? Yes, we had done here division. In the previous sum we had done as a multiplication to the denominator as well as numerator. Here we had done the division in the denominator as well as in the numerator. What fraction we got is an 18 upon 27. 18 upon 27. So this fraction is equivalent to 36 upon 54. Yes? Yeah. Because it's vice versa. If you multiply this 2 by 2, I told by two methods, if you multiply by these 2, again you will get as 36. If you multiply 27 by 2, again you will get as a 54. So we can reduce, the word reduce is nothing but just we have to divide it by the same number in the numerator and the denominator and we can find out. Now again this fraction what we got is able to reduce. We can reduce this fraction. Yes, you can use the divisibility rule, that is 8 plus 1 is 9. So it is reduced by 3, or here 7 plus 2 is 9. Again it is reduced by 3 also. Why I had showed you here directly with a large number, that I will clear you. Here we are having, we can reduce by 2, 3, so on, where we are finding as a completely division by this number. Here what I had done, In this fraction 36 upon 54, directly I had divided by 18 because I know the table of 18. So 18 2s are 36, 18 3s are 54. So we are getting as a 2 upon 3. Now 2 upon 3, 18 upon 27 are equivalent to 36 upon 54. So in short we can write that 18 by 27 and the 2 upon 3 are both an equivalent fractions of 36 and 54. I told here we can reduce by 3 also, you can divide it by 3 and you can find one more fraction which will be equivalent to 36 upon 54. I think so you understood how we are doing the reduction, or we can say how we divide the fraction and we can make it into a very simple form. I think so you can take your own example here, take an even number so it will be more easy for you. Get your own example and try to reduce this and you will find a number of an equivalent fractions which will be about your taking your own number. Okay, I think so my dear student, you understood what is an equivalent fraction. Now we will see are 4 upon 5 and 6 upon 8 are equivalent fractions or not. They are equivalent fractions or not, we have to see. First we will write the fractions. Here we will do the cross multiplication method. That will be more easy. In the previous class also you had done this cross multiplication method, so same method we will learn here. 4 upon 5 and 6 upon 8. We will do the cross multiplication, means we have to multiply 4 multiply by 8 and 5 multiply by 6. So you know now 4 8s are, or 8 times 4 or 4 times 8 are 32 and 5 times 6 is 30. So you can say 5 6 are 30. Now you have to find out 32 and 30, are they equal? If here I will be having 30, then I can say this both are equal, but here we have a 32, so it is not equal. The sign is of not equal. So first to write equal sign and just you have to cross it. So it is an unequal or not equal. So 32 is not equal to 30. In short we can say that 4 upon 5 and 6 upon 8 are not equal or not equivalent fraction. We can say they are not equivalent fraction. So here also you can take your own example and you can find out what are the fractions you have taken are equivalent or not equivalent. Now one more example we will see here, equivalent fractions to its lowest term. Already we had seen that how to reduce. It was given in some method. When you write in your notebook it will be more easy how to write here. Just we will see we can also reduce the fractions 48 upon 64 into its simplest form in just one step. That is, I told already we are having an even number, so it will be more easy to reduce. Here we will divide it by 16. What is the meaning of HCF? Now you know, because in the previous chapter we had learned about HCF and LCM, so you know how to get an HCF of this both. That what will be the HCF of this 48 and 64 is 16. So you can directly divide it by 16. So 48 divided by 16 is equal to 3 and 64 divided by 16 is equal to 4. So what fraction we are getting is 3 upon 4. How? It is in the lowest form. We had done a reduction, that is we had simplified, we had done in the simple form of 48 upon 64. What we had done? We had taken in the numerator as 16 as well as in the denominator also we had taken as 16. If you want to reduce it by 2, you can do by 2 also. You can divide 48 by 2 and 64 by 2 also. Then you can continue the reduction or you can go into the simplest form. The answer will remain the same. Answer will remain the same. So no need that you have to go for the higher number or you have to go for the HCF and then you have to do the reduction. You can go slowly by 2, then you can go by division of a 3, whatever number you are getting, it should be completely divisible and giving a remainder as a 0. So here equivalent fractions to its lowest term. So here also you can take your own example, have a practice and you can find out how to reduce into its lowest form and we can get a fraction. So in this way equivalent fractions we had seen at multiplication and today we had seen with this another method that is nothing but a division. Now fractions with the same numerator. Always that denominator should be equal or it should be very similar. Then fractions with the same numerator, that is we are having here 1, 1, 1 in the numerator. Here we will learn by a figure and how we can do it. Here we have a 3 pizza. In that we have divided into half. That is, one is shaded portion, one we had given as light, so it can be identified very easily. So this is when it is divided into 2 parts, we write as 1 upon 2. Here we had divided the same pizza into 3 equal parts. 3 equal parts. So again here we had done the one portion is shaded or that, so it is written as 1 upon 3. Out of 3 only 1 is shaded. Here we have divided into 4 equal parts. So out of that only 1 part is shaded. So we write as a 1 upon 4. Now our question was with the same numerator. With the same numerator. These all are numerator 1, 1 and 1. Denominators are different. Denominators are different. So when the numerator of the fraction to be compared are same, the fractions with the bigger the denominator is always the small. Again I will repeat and I will explain. When the numerator of the fraction to be compared are same, the fraction with the bigger denominator is always the smaller. So here all the numerators are same. Yes, the denominators are different. In this denominator, which is bigger? Yes, 1 upon 4, that is 4 is bigger in the denominator. So this fraction will be always a smaller. So we are comparing the fraction here, that is 1 upon 2 is greater than 1 upon 3, then 1 upon 3 is greater than 1 upon 4. So when the comparison word comes, so when all the numerators are same, then you have to check the denominator, where the higher the denominator will be the lowest the fraction. Again I am saying, higher the denominator, that is in the denominator is the big number, or we can say the denominator is bigger, then the fraction will be always low, or we can say it is small. So when we are having some sums related to this, no need to do any procedure when all the numerators are equal. Just you have to check the denominators and you can write the comparisons of fractions how we have done here. Okay, so comparison the fractions, here we had by having the same numerator, we had done. So comparison, so I think so everyone understood, because here all numerators are equal. You can go for your own fractions and you can find out the comparisons of a fraction. So I hope so, my dear student, you understood this, how to compare the fractions when the numerators are same. Now we will see what are like and unlike fractions. This already you had learned in your previous class, like and unlike fractions. The fractions with the same denominators are called the like fractions. Means when the numbers in the denominators, if you are having 3 to 4 fractions and the denominators are same, then you can say it's a like fractions. The fractions having a unequal or different denominators are called unlike fractions. Here we are having some fractions you have written on in your notebook, that some fractions of your own, and just to check whatever the denominators are equal, means are the denominators are having the same number, then we can say it is a like fractions. If the numbers in the denominators are different or it is an unequal, then we can say it is an unlike fractions. So you know what are the like fractions and what are unlike fractions. Afterward we have to see what are the operations we have to use during the fractions. So additions or subtractions as required with the like denominators. Here we had learned now only when the denominators are same. Here we are having the same denominators. When denominators are same, it is known as like fractions. So you can do any operation, means addition or subtraction, directly without going for the long procedure. Here even in the subtraction we are having both the denominators are same. The operation is minus, or we can say subtract. So here also you can do the subtractions directly by having the same denominator. We will see one by one sums, then you will understand how to write in the addition as well as in the subtraction. So here the two fractions are given to us is 3 upon 7 plus 2 upon 7. So I told the denominators are same, so you have to write a common denominator, 7 and 7, so it will be one common denominator, 3 plus 2, it will be 3 plus 2. Operation is addition, so it will be added, so here 3 plus 2 is 5 upon 7. In this way you can do directly when the denominators are same. We will do again one more example of an addition. Here we are having only two fractions of addition. We are having here three fractions in the addition, but we are having all the denominators are same, so we will take as a common denominator as an 13. Now you can do the operations already I told when the denominators are equal. Here we are having both the additions, so we will write one by one. It is a 1 plus 3 plus 9. Whenever you are writing the numbers in the numerator or denominator, please check the number, what fractions or what numbers you are writing, because if you get a wrong in the starting step, only the sum will get wrong. So 1 plus 3 plus 9, and the denominators we are having as an 30. Here is common, so we can write directly. Operation is addition, we don't have any other operations here. So 9 plus 1 is 10, 10 plus 3 is 13. You know what I had done? I had added this. You know, in the addition, if you change the place of the number, the sum remain the same. It is for your convenience in which way you add as quick as possible. So 9 plus 1 is 10, 10 plus 3 is 13. You can go for 9 plus 3 as a 12, 12 plus 1 as an 13. This is up to you how in the addition, if you change the numbers, place of numbers or sequence of a number of additions, the answer will remain the same. That is, we say in that sum will be the same. So here we will write as 13, 10 plus 1 is 9 plus 1 is 10 plus 3 13, 13 upon 13. 13 upon 13, can you do anything here? Yes, you can reduce it and you can write as nothing but as a 1. 13 ones are 13, 13 ones are 13. So 1 upon 1 is equal to also 1. In this way, you can find out additions of and fractions. Now we will see that what are the subtractions. Fractions are given 6 upon 9 minus 5 upon 9. Here both the denominators are same, so we write as a common, that is a 9. Here we are having denominator same, so directly we can go for operation, that is 6 minus 5. Now what will be the 6 minus 5 is 1 upon 9. This is what we get an answer after the subtracting the fraction. Here again the denominators are same, that is 1, 1, 1, that's 111. So we write as a common denominator. Here we are having 10 minus 6. If you are getting some numbers here, higher number, you can go practically subtractions or practically addition and you can find out. So 10 minus 6 is how much? 4 upon 111. So in this way you can, if you have to find out if the different operations, one is given as addition and one is given as subtraction, but when the denominators are same. When the denominators are same, so you have done the direct operations. When the denominators are different, we will see some examples related to that. When the denominators are different, how to do these additions or subtractions of fractions, which will be in the form of proper or it is the improper form. So here one by one we will try to solve, but now I think so everyone have understood when the denominators are same, how to do the addition and subtraction. Now we will see comparing the fraction. Comparing the fraction. Comparison of a fractions with a unequal numerator and denominator. Unequal means they don't have the same number in the numerator and the denominator. So by taking the LCM of a denominator, first when the denominators are different, we can't do the direct operation. So I had given how to compare the fractions and then we will see the sums related to this. So when the denominators are unequal and the numerators are unequal, first we have to find out the LCM of denominators to make a fractions like, or we can say it's unlike. So making the fractions like, when we will find out the LCM and then comparing the fractions. Then we have to compare the fractions. First you have to make the denominator equal, or we can say it's a like fractions, and then you have to compare which fraction is greater or which fractions is smaller. So my dear student, hope you have understood the equivalent fractions what we had learned today. We had seen various examples related to it. We had learned today fractions, additions of a fraction, subtraction of fraction with a same denominator. So please try to solve the sums related to it from the textbook. Thank you very much.